All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome back. Another episode of the Always Chillin' Podcast. Skinny D and the Sandman in the barbershop. We missed last week because, I don't know, the audio files were like gone. This is a low budget operation, man.
Very low budget.
We invested money into like the microphones and everything else. Like
Band-Aid on the stab wound.
we already had. Yeah, so I don't know. The audio files got fucked, and I couldn't put the episode out. And it just is what it is. We just gotta eat it. Moving on. I want to talk about this Northwestern Hazing thing.
All right.
It's kind of old news at this point, but I'm reading stuff about.
It's kind of still in the news, though.
Well, right. I'm reading stuff about like specifically what they did. First, I'm gonna go on a side tangent, like a huge. I'm gonna take a huge left turn real quick. Michigan State has a new like football facility. Did you see that? It's new locker rooms and stuff, and it's called the Tom Izzo Football Building.
Why?
I guess Tom Izzo's that big of a fucking deal, dude, that they're naming their football complex after him. It's the Tom Izzo Michigan State Football Complex or whatever the fuck.
That's dumb.
Yeah, like give him a basketball complex.
I mean, that's
like fucking
it's a basketball coach.
build some nice shit for the basketball team.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Yeah,
Why
those,
would you do
those
that?
locker rooms are cool though. Anyway, we're back. Northwestern. I've been reading more like specifically about what they did in the hazing. Have you seen any of this? Okay, I'm gonna lay some of this on. I got five examples from this NBC News article. So the first one is called running, which you're gonna be like, oh, running, okay. They
Like
ran.
running.
Well, it's a punishment that consisted of 8 to 10 upperclassmen dressed in masks, holding down a player and dry humping them.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Okay.
And see, look, I'm gonna I enjoy hazing.
It's cool.
I think hazing is cool. I think there's a place for it. In the Marine Corps, like, I'm all right with hazing like that. We never did anything. It was never, like, weird like that. Like, there was never, like, we never got, that's sexual harassment. Like,
all day, regardless.
yeah, like, Marine Corps hazing was never, like, any kind of, there was anything remotely sexual about it at all, ever. Like, nobody was dry humping anybody. Nobody ever had to be naked. None of that shit.
Holding them down.
Yeah, so it's 8 to 10 upperclassmen, and they're wearing masks for some reason, and they hold you down and they dry hump you.
That's step one.
That's the first one. The second one is
This is going to get worse.
Well,
is this
this one
is this just a list?
They're not in any particular order.
Okay.
This one doesn't sound so bad. Have you watched? I'm gonna go on another one. Have you watched Blue Mountain State? Have you seen that?
Vaguely, I remember it.
You see the one where they make them like
It was a comedy, right?
Yeah,
Kinda
it's
like,
super funny.
Yeah.
Did you see the one where they make the new guys on the team do like a 20-yard dash or something with the Oreo between their butt cheeks, and the loser has to eat the Oreo?
That's funny.
That's like
funny
that.
shit.
That's like not that bad.
That's some funny.
That's not
shit.
too bad.
crunch that motherfucker all
Right.
over shit.
They're like they're only wearing jock straps, which is a little weird.
Comes out
and
in
then-
pieces.
Yeah, and then they have to hold the Oreo between their butt cheeks and like,
It's all warm and shit.
and then they race. And
Frosting melted.
yeah. He takes it out and it's like flat. The frosting
Can't
spurting
see
out
the
the sides.
Oreo no more.
It's like,
Yeah.
anyway, so the second one doesn't sound that bad after that first one.
Okay.
It's called Shrek claps. Shrek, like, you know, the green guy.
Okay.
It's when upperclassmen on the team run around a player who made a mistake in practice and just clap their hands above his head. So it's like they're just like
That's kind of soft.
psyching him out, like
Yeah,
in a
that's kinda
circle.
soft.
It's like
That's-
overstimulating or something. That's not too bad.
That's kind of whack. Yeah.
Here we go. This one's called car wash, which is a tradition that consisted of players lining up, standing naked, and spinning around the entrance of the showers so that all the freshmen were forced to rub up against the line of naked men to get into the shower.
See why we got it?
So they would all line up outside and spin around, and then the freshmen would have to like squeeze between all their naked bodies.
Who the fuck?
It's like, why? Yeah, why are you doing that?
What the fuck, bro? Why?
How's that making anybody
Put
better
your
at
clothes
football?
on.
How's that building? That's not building camaraderie.
Mm.
Like the hazing, like our hazing was like, I mean, it was always physical, like just making you do a bunch of shit, like push-ups and mountain climbers and like, sit-ups and jumping jacks and stuff like that.
Of course.
or like just running somewhere, or just like getting fucked with, cleaning our rooms until 3 o'clock in the morning, or like going and police call.
Duct tape on your legs, on your ass, or some shit.
Yeah,
you gotta
stuff
pull
like
it off.
shit like that, and or like
tacking your
or
back.
like I mean just good old fashioned getting beat up.
Body digging. We used to call it
yeah,
or open chest.
There's some booze hazing.
Yeah, you got to take this whole bottle upside down type shit.
Yeah, there's some of that. Which I mean, the booze hazing, that's like killing people.
Yeah.
So that's kind of bad.
Yeah.
Don't agree with that one, but the rest of it is kind of okay. And then, I don't remember if I talked about this on the show or not. Have I told you about this? When we would get blood pinned, when you get promoted, because in the Marine Corps you wear your rank on your collar, and it's these little metal pins, and when you get promoted, you get new ones to put on.
Right.
But they have, they're pins, so they're sharp.
Right.
So the first day you get promoted, you're not allowed to wear your backings, so that people can just come up and like hammer them into your chest.
Like the tack in the back.
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly.
We used to do tacks in the back. You used to.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so like 100 motherfuckers would do that to you every day when you got promoted.
Ooh.
Like people would have to get new tops because the blood would be soaking through their uniform.
And this is throughout the day, or
it's the whole day. It's the whole day. They're like,
that shit gonna start burning.
Yeah, and dudes are checking you like, you don't got the backs on there, do you, motherfucker? Like, and if you have the backs on, it's worse.
Let me see. Pow.
Yeah.
Ugh.
And dude, you gotta pull them out. They like.
That's
dude. I bet I have scars on my collarbone and shit.
That's hazing for your ass right there. That's,
yeah, so that's like one. That's like. But then it was usually like every Thursday we had to field day our rooms. It's just we had to clean, and that's when they come through with like the like a white glove, like. Whoosh,
and that's a part of it.
Yeah, but there's tricks, man. What we would do eventually, we figured out that if we just made the room smell like bleach to the point where like your eyes burned, like. People didn't want to be in there for very long.
This motherfucker gotta be clean.
Yeah, well, yeah. So we would just like, dude, we would go to the store and just load up on bleach, and we would just fill the toilet with bleach, and we would just pour bleach all over the floor, and we would wipe everything down with bleach. Well, I mean, they were right; it was clean as fuck, but like they didn't want to be in there for more than 5 seconds. They would walk in and like their eyes would start watering and shit, and it's like you know what? It's probably clean in here.
Yeah,
like you guys are good. Like, and if they can't stand being in there, then they can't be in there messing with you. But I mean, it's like you're never done until the people that are fucking with you fall asleep, basically. Like they're just partying, and getting drunk, and they just come check on you like once an hour, and they're like, not clean enough, fucker. But it's never gonna be clean enough.
Keeps you sharp.
Like that's the game. It's never gonna be clean.
Keeps you sharp. Keeps you sharp.
Like there's no world where they walk through on the first try, and it's like unless they have somewhere to be. If they're like going to a movie or something off base, then they're like, all right, it's clean. Good job.
Ain't no off day with that.
Yeah.
Always on.
Yeah, so that's the kind of, but it was never like nobody ever had to be naked.
Nobody took their clothes
Nobody
off.
had to rub their dick on anybody. Nobody had to dry hump anybody. All right, anyway. This is called the Naked Center Quarterback Exchange.
We naked again?
We're naked again.
We naked again.
Another tradition that called for freshmen to execute a routine center quarterback snap while both are naked. So they just make you both be naked and you guys have to, like, for what?
And y'all all standing around watching this shit?
Yeah, for what?
Somebody should be in jail by now.
Yeah, it's
and this is the fourth, fifth, what? I mean, where we?
Yeah, that was the fourth one.
Somebody got to be arrested by now.
And then there's also the Gatorade Shake Challenge, which again, this one doesn't sound that bad.
Okay.
Freshmen are forced to drink as many Gatorade shakes as possible in 10 minutes. That's it.
All right.
But if they didn't, then they would be, the dry hump thing would happen to them. If they refused, then they had to get the dry hump thing. So, I mean, I'd drink Gatorade. What's a Gatorade shake?
What is a Gatorade shake?
It must be some kind of like
some bullshit.
Some kind of drink they get. Some kind of
they made up. Damn, that was a lot of nakedness.
Yeah. I mean, I doubt that's even it.
That's probably not it.
Let's see what else we got. Content.
I wouldn't be surprised if there wasn't some charges.
Let's see.
Brought upon these fools. If not, then. But everybody's fired though, right? Or is it just the head coach?
It was only the head coach. They kept all the assistants. Apparently they had like signals during the game. Like if somebody did something, they had like a clap that they did, and it meant like that guy's getting the dry hump thing later.
God damn, it's funny, but it ain't.
I mean, that's kind of funny. Like you fucked up and you heard somebody going like,
damn, dog.
That meant you're getting dry hump.
You gonna make me go back and watch some of their game footage now.
This player is saying that. Wait. The coach was making the signal for them for them to get it done today.
Okay. I guess I should have asked that question. Like who?
Yeah.
I mean,
the players were doing it too, but the coach was doing it at practice.
The head coach
at practice, the coach would do it.
Yeah. He played there, right? That's his alma mater, right?
Yeah.
How long had he been there?
A long time. I thought they were going to keep him forever, but not anymore.
Okay, so he was a player. I mean, did he learn that shit then?
I don't know. I doubt
he's been there.
I doubt he said anything about it.
Well, he's gonna have to answer the questions.
What the? Okay. In addition to running, that's the dry humping thing. In addition to running, the whistleblower alleged that he witnessed the team participate in other hazing traditions in which freshmen were forced to strip naked and perform various acts, including bear crawling and slingshotting themselves across the floor with exercise bands. How do you do that? I kind of want to see that. You don't gotta be naked.
Don't get naked though. Damn.
Yeah. The car wash thing, I guess, was once a year.
Damn.
Oh, and during the thing where everybody's naked and spinning around, they're spraying them with a hose that whole time too. Just like spraying them with cold water.
Sounds to me like somebody was getting their rocks off at the same time with this shit. This is just more than hazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's weird, man.
And how old are some of these freshmen? Some of these guys are still 17, 18, 19 years old.
This is the Gatorade shake thing. This guy says he says, I've never seen anyone not throw up for the Gatorade. You got to drink as much Gatorade as you can in 10 minutes.
Yeah, that'll fuck you up.
I'm going to tell you, I had to think about it for a second. I'm going to tell you a story about when our hazing went too far.
Okay.
We almost got in big trouble.
All right.
Okay. So, I got to explain the dynamics. So you join the Marine Corps and you go to boot camp and you go to school and then eventually you get to the fleet. And then when you get to the fleet, they call you a boot. And a boot just means you're new. I think it's because like back in World War II and Vietnam and stuff, when you got there, they would make you give them your boots because you had new boots and theirs were all old and shitty.
Okay.
So like new people would show up and they'd be like, "Oh, new boots are here," you know. So to this day, everybody's called boots. And when you're new, you're a boot. And when you're not a boot anymore and someone calls you a boot, you're supposed to get really offended. It's supposed to be a big deal.
Fighting words.
So then you're a boot, and that just means you've never deployed. And when you're a boot, like you're not allowed to have the cooler haircuts. You have to have a high and tight, like because you can go all the way to a low fade if you want to in the Marine Corps, depending on what the people around you tolerate. I usually had a medium fade, and it just has to go from skin, and it can be up to 3 inches on the top.
Okay.
So your haircut really isn't that bad after you get to a certain point, especially if you're doing a low fade. Like it's barely even that much of a Marine Corps haircut. But usually, like, the people that get the low fades are, like, the shit bags. And, like, if you get a low fade, people think you're a shit bag. And you don't want people to think that. So you
can do it, but don't.
So you get I would be in there, like, can I get, like, between a medium and a low fade?
What the fuck is that?
Right halfway in between a medium and a low. Because I don't want a medium. That's too much. But the low, I don't want people to think I'm a piece of shit. So anyway, you're a boot. And then until you deploy, you're a boot. And before you deploy, this is like hazing stuff too, but before you deploy, they make you shave your head again. And then, like, as your hair grows on deployment, you can start getting a medium fade or whatever if you want to, but they just shave your head one last time or whatever just to make you feel like shit.
Okay. And there's a barbershop. Is it a barbershop or just your homie in the tent?
No, the head shaving was just...
No, I mean after deployment, like when you...
Oh, no, it's a barbershop.
Okay.
I mean, Marine Corps bases are like... They're like surrounded by barbershops and tattoo parlors because they know that we got to get a haircut every week. There's like thousands of Marines on base, and all of them got to get a haircut every Sunday.
Over there, still.
No, not over. I'm talking about in California.
Okay.
Over there, we got a haircut whenever we could, kind of, and then we had to shave it a couple times just because like.
What'd you do?
Important
did
people.
Did you get your haircut, or did you just fuck it?
Well, when I could get my haircut, I did, but there were times where it was just like, hey man, first sergeant's coming around tomorrow, and we look like shit, so everybody's shaving their head today. Kind of thing. Some platoons are lucky and they have a dude who knows how to cut hair.
I mean, yeah, because that was my next thing.
Yeah,
Somebody got
like
some
there's platoons that just some of them just had a black dude that like just knew how to cut fades like crazy, and they were super lucky because they always had fresh fades and shit.
Right, there's gonna be somebody.
There was a dude when I was at infantry training battalion at SOI. There was a dude who I don't remember where he was from, but he like had a barbershop. He was a black kid and he could cut hair really good, and he set up just like in the middle of like the picnic area every weekend and just charged $5 a cut. And dude, he's probably making I bet he was making like $500 a weekend.
Yeah, he got paid.
Yeah, like he had a line around the building. Yeah, he did good cuts too, man. It was pretty sweet. But anyway, so when you first get there, you're a boot, you deploy, and then you're not a boot anymore, and then you're in this kind of weird in between period when you get back, because like you're not a boot anymore, but you're still the newest people because the new people haven't showed up yet, so you still kind of get treated like shit a little bit.
You're an 8th grader.
Yeah, you're also kind of homies to a certain point with some like people a couple ranks above you start treating you pretty good, but people 3-4 ranks above you still kind of treat you like shit.
Right.
Type of thing. And it kind of depends on how much. Like some dudes are like they've been to Iraq 6 times, and Afghanistan 5 times. And to those dudes, you're never not going to be a boot. They're always going to treat you like shit. It's whatever. So for a while, you're in this weird in between period where you really want to start hazing somebody because you have this like aggression from the fact that you were hazed, and you're like, I want to do this to somebody else.
Pecking order.
And you're like, when's it going to be my turn? And you're kind of you're like, it's fucked up and it's not a healthy thing, but you're kind of excited about it. But in the Marine Corps, I like it because it's like we were an infantry battalion. Like you're literally getting ready
to
go
for the environment.
Yeah, like you're getting ready to go to war for real, and like I want to know if you're tough or not.
There's gonna be times where you gotta wake up out your sleep and get it in.
Yeah,
bro.
Exactly. Like, there's gonna be times where you're gonna have to do something you don't want to do. There's gonna be times where you're gonna get fucked with. There's gonna be times where something's gonna happen when you're tired. Like
there's just some places, some times, and where it's suitable for.
But it never needs to be. It never needs to be sexual harassment.
Never, ever. We don't need to be naked either, man.
Yeah. So we're all excited, and then you get your first boots, and there it's like, and they're super new, and they do like everything you say, and it's crazy, and it's weird, and so like, we made them like run everywhere, and we made them yell "Zoom" the whole time, just because they would, man. We're like, we're just doing shit. We're just like, hey, and yell "Zoom" the whole way, and they're out there like "Zoom," Zoom. And we think it's hilarious. So I mean, we were just doing stuff like that, and we were doing like field day, making them clean, and there's this thing called a boot sandwich, where you take, this is a little bad, you take 2 mattresses, and then you put somebody in between them, you like, and then you duct tape it all up so they can't get out, and then you just toss them off the building.
What?
Yeah, just like the second floor,
still
like the second floor. It's like,
God damn.
Yeah, dude. Shit like, I mean,
just throw them off the building.
Yeah, crazy shit like that happens all the time. Like there's like the Army and the Navy and like the Air Force and stuff. They almost don't like it when the Marines are on their base, because like sometimes they get locked down because it's like, yeah, like the Marines are throwing people out of buildings. Like for real, that's real shit, man. Like a base in Korea, like everybody got shut down. Like nobody can leave because everybody got in trouble because like the Marines were throwing people out the window.
I think I've heard a dude say that. Like,
so there's
be around the fucking Marines when they're fucking around on the base.
Yeah, so there's weird shit like that. There's like the intense like physical stuff, like get inside your sleeping bag and put your gas mask on and do some push-ups, like shit like that. Like, I mean, it's dangerous to a point, but no, I never saw anybody get hurt. You certainly could get like heat exhaustion or something, but I never saw it from that. I saw heat exhaustion from like our regular training. I never saw anybody get heat exhaustion. I never saw anybody heat exhausted from hazing, but I mean, like push-ups in your gas mask and your sleeping bag that's tough shit.
That's tough shit. Yeah,
and it's like, and it gets kind of like, it gets like a little bit softer every generation, you know. So I almost wonder what it's like right now, because like the dudes that were a few years older than me, like they got fucked with like bad, and the dudes that were a few years older than them got fucked with. Like they were telling us stories where like, I can't fucking believe this shit. I do have a bunch of burns on my knuckles from cigarettes, like, so that was kind of bad.
I think we did that as kids.
Yeah, I mean that was a little.
We all done that. Like it was a feel like
Yeah, that was a little bad, but I do still have some scars on every single knuckle. But yeah, so we're excited to get our boots so that we can fuck with them a little
So you
bit.
fuck with the next motherfucker.
We're making them yell Zoom. We're making them clean. Like, it's nothing too crazy.
Is it allowed anymore?
We kind
is
of
it regulated.
Well, it was never allowed officially.
Okay, yeah,
right. Like first sergeant sits down in front of you and he's
the
like,
knowledge was.
He's like, hey, if you ever feel like you're getting hazed, just call me, whatever. And it kind of happened like we were like the in between generation. It was kind of exactly like smartphones and all that shit. Like I was the in between generation on this too, because like I was like the last generation of boots at that battalion that didn't take first sergeant up on that. You know, like first sergeant would sit you down and be like, hey, hazing is illegal. Okay. And if you ever feel like getting hazed, my door's always open. You can look up my cell phone number, give me a call, tell me what's going on. And we're the last generation that's like, okay, yeah, right. I'm never gonna do that. Like if I do that, I'm gonna get so fucked up so bad.
Right. Kind of sounds like the penitentiary. Like my first 2 numbers, there were no like counseling crews and these questions. But my third time in prison, it was like, let us know if this, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, and first sergeant's like even kind of in on it. He's like, oh yeah, call me anytime, wink, wink. But actually,
wink.
Like, but actually, fuck.
I was gonna say that.
Like,
wink,
but actually,
wink.
don't. But actually, these dudes are gonna fuck you up
because they're gonna fuck you up more. Right.
And I want them to. Like, these dudes are gonna do the stuff that I want them to do to you because this is what makes you good at being at war or whatever. Like,
right.
So he's even kind of in on it. But
definitely,
when we got our boots, they did call first, and they were like, so and so did this to me at this time, and this is what happened, and then at this time he did this. Like they just snitched all the time immediately. And we were like, what the fuck? We didn't know what to do about it. We were like, hey, whoa. We're like, what are we supposed to do now? And all the people before us were like, whoa, it was like you guys never
fucked it up.
Well, they're like, you guys never did this. I don't know.
Damn.
Like I don't know what you're supposed to do. So, and we weren't even doing anything bad, but they were reporting us for stuff like, I'm getting to the part where we did do something kind of bad. Well, we didn't. I didn't do it.
Something worse than throwing the dude off the building in the mattress?
Hey man, I'll let you decide. Okay. I'll let you decide which one you would rather.
That would be funny. I mean, but
nobody ever got hurt.
Nobody got hurt.
Nobody gets hurt from that.
2 mattresses.
I lost it. Oh, the kind of stuff we were getting in trouble for was like, so, you have a bunch of gear that you shouldn't leave laying around because it's important, So, like, the body armor stuff is called a flak jacket.
Okay.
And it's just it's called a plate carrier. The cool ones are. So, this dude left his plate carriers sitting around, and that's important, and you got to teach somebody a lesson for that. So, so we took it all apart. It comes apart into pieces. So we took it all apart, and we all kept a piece, and we made him run around asking everybody for the piece of his shit back.
Okay.
Like, oh hey, Lance Corporal, I lost my flak jacket. Do you I don't know where my plate carrier went. Do you have a piece of it? And we'd be like, yeah, here you go, dumbass. And we just made him run around and get all the pieces back. Like, that's honestly not that bad.
Not bad at all.
That's like super tame. But he called first sergeant about that, and we're like getting investigated for hazing and stuff, whatever. Yeah. But that's not when it got bad.
Okay.
When it got really bad, and when we laid off almost completely, we were like, it's not even worth it. It wasn't even our generation's fault. I'll say that. So it's a field day. And we're fucking with our boots, and it's fun, and we're all drinking. Like, everybody's getting fucked up. Like, field day, when you're not the one getting fucked with, is like the night everybody parties super hard.
Okay.
And like, the drunker they are, the meaner they are to you. It's like, it's like an abusive stepdad situation. So we're all sitting around just getting drunk, having fun. Every 45 minutes, an hour, we go to the boots rooms, we check it, we tell them it's not clean. And if it is clean, we make it not clean. We'll walk by and like hawk a loogie on the window, be like, that shit ain't clean type shit. Which, that's rough, but
sounds like prison.
Well, and it's like, it depends on what they're doing too. Cause if the boots fucked up real bad that day, then they're going to have a real bad field day.
But a bad day, right?
Like if they've been doing good for a little while, then maybe field day's easy. So it was just a day where we were particularly upset with them. Like they did I don't even remember what it was. Cause obviously that shit was not going to have any meaning in my life after that moment, but we were mad, and like we were doing shit like making it really hard for them, and I forgot this is all the same night. This dude had like a Christmas tree and stuff in his room, because it was around Christmas time, and it was the first time that we've ever seen anybody do that. We're like,
I was gonna ask.
We're like, that's weird, man. Are you allowed to do that? And we're like, we don't really know if you're allowed to do it or not, but I don't want him to do it. So we took it all and we threw all of his shit off the balcony. All his Christmas stuff went out off the balcony, crashed onto the ground. We're like, you can go get it if you want to, but you ain't putting that shit back up. So you might as well zoom it over to the dumpster, you know? And he's like, zoom, throwing it up.
He had to zoom. He had to zoom.
You gotta zoom, dude. And I feel like such an asshole for all this now, but it's like, it was a different time. It was a different place. I had to be a different person for that.
Right.
Like, I would never do this. I would never be this mean to somebody now.
Never.
But at the time, like, I'm laughing my ass. Like, zoom. There's all these dudes running around like, zoom. And we're just sitting there laughing and laughing. So we throw all this dude's Christmas shit off the fucking balcony, which was fucked up and wrong. I got it. He got obviously upset about it. But he didn't say anything to us, you know, but so
he called on y'all.
Yeah, so he called on us for that. And then the other thing that happened, which he absolutely should have called about. I don't blame him for it at all.
Same dude.
Yeah. I mean, this dude was just like
easy to fuck with.
Well, it's like not easy to fuck with, but just like fucking up a lot, man.
He's
like
fucking up.
Like, have you seen Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that guy.
Private Pile, man.
Okay.
Like the dude that's just fucking up, and
yeah.
like you're just fucking up all the time. Like that's how it usually is. It's like there's one dude that's just
there's
like
a pile in every fucking group.
Like there's one dude that's just like fucking stupid. Like he's just like we have a 2-day weekend and he tries to drive home to fucking Kansas, but like he literally doesn't have enough time because it's literally a 48-hour drive. Like just like dudes will just be doing dumb shit, like that, just stupid shit. Like why would you?
Yeah,
or like hey, it's Thursday and you're supposed to be field day in your room, but you're not here and you left your roommates here to do it by themselves. Like that's fucked up, and we're gonna fuck you up for that, you know?
Yeah, he made it easy.
Yeah, so he's just one of those guys, but yeah, same dude. So we're all getting fucked up, and the dudes that were fucking me up when I first got there, they were about to get out, which is kind of sad. Like it's like generational, you know, like everybody kind of comes in at the same time and they kind of leave at the same time. So it's like, man, all you guys only have a few months left, and then you guys are gone forever. Like we're never gonna see you again. You guys are gone forever. But
right.
And like all the hazing and stuff sucked, but we did get really tight. Like we built this.
That's what it does.
Well, like we built this camaraderie,
That's
and
one of the ingredients.
Like at the end of it, we respected each other, and like
you took that.
And I mean, I feel like they did it the kind of right and responsible way. Like you haze for a little while, and then like as they start. Like, we stopped fucking up, and we were figuring it out, and they let us have more freedom, and they let us do more stuff, and they gave us more responsibility until eventually they're like, okay,
building men.
We're getting out, and now you guys are in charge, because that's just how it works. So we're all really tight, and we're sad that they're leaving, and we're like, hey, man, just for old time's sake, the dude, he was my main fucker-upper when I got there. I was like, hey, man, do you want, for old time's sake, do you want to go fuck these boots up? Because they were kind of like retired and out of it. Like they're kind of like, I mean, they're like how old, like 23 or something. But wow. we're like those are the old dudes.
They already the OGs.
They're the old dudes. So they would just sit in their room chilling because they're retired at that point. Like they don't need to fuck with the boots anymore. They're getting out. They're short timers. Like they don't. It's kind of like prison in that way too.
Yeah.
I don't want to ruffle anybody.
Lay low.
I don't want to be on anybody's radar. I just want to get the fuck out of here because I don't want to do anything that's gonna fuck up my date. Like it's a lot like getting out of prison. Like that. So I'm like, hey, man, do you want to come fuck with these boots? It sounds kind of fun, man, because he used to love it. And I was like, just for old time's sake, just whip out some of the old shit. But he was like way too slammed, way too drunk. And he just got really, really mad, like yelling and stuff. But anyway, what he ends up doing is hawking a loogie into this dude's mouth. Yeah, which...
Oh.
Yeah, for a lot of people that's like
an MDK right there.
Right. Right. So he does this. So he has them all like standing, and when you're getting yelled at, you're supposed to stand at parade rest with your hands behind your back and shit.
Right.
So he has like 4 dudes at parade rest, like yelling at him and stuff, and he's feeling disrespected by this one in particular. So and the kid's mouth is open, so he just like spits right into it.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude, and I'm immediately like, okay, we're done. Like, right. I'm like, hey, go to bed. We're done. Don't come out of your rooms at all for the rest of the night. Bye. We're gone. Like immediately, like this is over. Shh. Like no more.
Wow, I'm speechless on that one. Bruh didn't flinch. Like didn't.
Well, he did. He was grossed out about it, obviously, and then we were like just fucking scattered. Like, let's get the fuck out of here. This is over now. This doesn't need to escalate any farther than this.
Did he turn?
Well, yeah. So he called, which
okay.
I don't blame him at all for that. I don't blame him at all. Like, and also like, I want to say I wouldn't have blamed him for like swinging on somebody, but I mean, he would have just probably got thrown down the stairs by 6 other dudes at that point.
And there's that.
It would have been way worse.
Yeah,
like,
it would have been way worse.
if he swung, then he would have probably had 100 dudes spitting on him.
Yeah.
So that wouldn't have been any better. So like he was totally in the right to get on the phone and be like, "Hey, First Iron, this motherfucker spit in my mouth."
I ain't never heard of that one.
Yeah, it was way too far. Way too far.
I ain't never heard of that one.
Like that ain't making somebody yell Zoom when they run somewhere.
Damn, homie.
Yeah, so we almost got in big trouble for that. Like none of us were allowed to drive for a while. We had to march everywhere, like get in formation, like left, right, like everywhere we went.
Damn.
Like time to eat, we all had to group up and like left, right.
Damn.
All the way to the chow hall. Like
For how long?
we got like investigated. I don't know, like a couple weeks or something.
A couple weeks.
They were talking about busting all of us down, like knocking all of us down a rank. Like the entire, it was gonna be a platoon of just privates and private first classes.
Okay, let's go back to the dude in the mattresses. He didn't call.
No,
Like,
I mean that's like old school shit.
He didn't.
That's
okay.
like
okay,
old
so
school
he took
stuff.
That shit.
Yeah, that's from before anybody ever called.
Okay, I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Damn. He's a bad motherfucker, boy. God damn.
Yeah.
The spitting in the mouth, man. Yeah, that's by far the worst shit.
Yeah, so I'd rather do the Gatorade thing than that. I'd rather do the Gatorade thing than have somebody spit in my fucking mouth.
I do the mattress thing.
The mattress thing is really not that
I
bad.
tape a motherfucker up and push him off. Yeah, I do that.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
It's 2 mattresses.
Yeah.
You cool.
Yeah. Like I said, dude, I've never seen anybody get a hazing injury. I've almost gotten shot in training. Like, I've never seen anybody get a hazing injury at all. Like, I've had bullets from my own homie behind me, like, making the sand fly up an inch away from my fucking body.
Damn.
But I've never seen anybody even
What the fuck
almost.
what was the matter with him?
It was just dark.
Lost control?
It was just dark, man. It was just a bad. I think it was a bad range setup because there was like 2 levels and like we had people behind people trying to shoot like in between other people, and that's just like.
That sounds dangerous.
Yeah, it was a little dangerous. It was a little dangerous to be doing, and it was like pitch black.
Damn.
We were trying to shoot with our little night vision goggles, you know.
The little monocle.
Yeah.
Damn, G. Well, I would have had to be like, man, motherfucker, what the fuck you doing?
Yeah, that was close. Well, I rolled over and I'm like, me and the guy next to me, like he almost got both of us, me and the dude next to me, like,
fuck you doing, dog?
yeah. He was just shooting like straight into the ground instead of at something.
Boy.
Yeah. And that's what I'm saying. Some of these dudes are just like dumb. Like there's I met a bunch of really smart motherfuckers, but all the like, you go to the grocery store and you're like watching somebody park and you're like,
oh man,
you're like, wow, that dude's a real fucking dumbass.
He's just a dumb.
The Marine Corps will give that guy
shit.
a motherfucking machine gun, no problem.
Damn.
Yeah, but that's everywhere. Like wherever you work, that's all, folks. I just porky pigged a little bit, but like wherever you work at, the dumbasses that don't know how to send emails right or whatever, like if you were in the Marine Corps, they'd have a machine gun, and they'd be shooting it in your close proximity.
How far into your training before they arm you?
I mean, like right away.
Right away. Oh, it's right away.
Yeah,
Damn.
like a month into boot camp. Yeah.
Damn. Shit. Like live round shooting and everything, all of that, or is it an endurance thing, like getting used to the weight type thing?
Well, they start making you carry a rifle around like right away at boot camp, and that's a weight thing, and it's also so they can fuck with you. They would make you like
right.
They made you hold it with your thumb and your finger, and then stick your arms out, and just you're only allowed to touch it with those 2 fingers. You just had to stand there for however long they wanted you to.
Damn.
Yeah, that shit was fucking. But it was that was like the easiest part of my life, dude.
The training.
Yeah, boot camp specific, because it's like all you had to do was what they told you to do, and that was it. I didn't have to think at all. And I mean, not to say it was fun, but it was like it really wasn't. Like it was hard to be away from home, and
you just knew what you
had
to do every day.
Yeah, every single day.
At that point,
and all I had to do was whatever they said.
That's it.
So it's like, get up, get ready, wear this. Like they told you what to wear.
Like
you never had to think about where you're
the first 90 days in prison intake. It's you're in a super max facility, so all movement is controlled.
Yeah,
you know, by the 3rd day in here, you know exactly what the fuck.
And all you gotta do is exactly what
just fall in.
Yeah, it's like you're gonna sit in here for an hour and watch this PowerPoint. It's like okay, and
just
it's
fall
like,
in.
Now you're right here. You're gonna run until I tell you to stop running.
Matter of fact,
like,
the first week in prison intake, probably the first whole week is gonna be you're gonna be getting poked and prodded and getting your nuts played with.
There's a lot of that.
And all of that shit. And that starts at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
So kind of like being a boot, prison intake that first week, you better have your shit tucked in, your fucking belt on, your shoes tied, because you're going upstairs to get poked, prodded, and all of that shit.
Yeah.
And after that, you just got to fall in.
Yeah.
You know exactly what.
Yeah. So
no man left behind.
Yeah, it's similar to
everybody
that,
goes to this place if this is this day, the library, there's no I don't want to go. Nah, motherfucker,
yeah,
you're going.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, it's a lot like that.
Yeah, you're going.
And you can't leave.
You can't leave.
And you're surrounded by a barbed wire fence.
All the way down to the weather. I think like if it is over 85, you can't go outside. If it was below 32, you can't go outside. And you're like, what the fuck, man? You know what I mean? But it was all a mind fuck thing. And shit, it would be sometimes during the winter where shit, it's gonna be below fucking 32 degrees for a month. You know what I mean, you ain't breathing that fresh air for a fucking month. You ain't here, but you know exactly what the fuck it is. You just gotta fall in.
Yeah, so they give you like a rifle like right away. And then like your second month in boot camp, you start like spending like hours and hours and hours every day. They have these barrels that have like targets painted on them, like just little black things that look like a target would look like 500 meters away,
Right.
But it's just a little black splotch when you're looking at it, just so you can like see what it would look like, kind of. And everybody is in a circle around these barrels, and you just sit there pointing your gun at these barrels, dude, for like hours.
Standing, sitting, kneeling.
All of it. They're teaching you how, like, where to put your feet, how to hold the gun, where to put your elbows, all that stuff. So you do standing, kneeling, sitting, yeah, and then the prone is like that's like nap time. Everybody's like
leaning on the shovel.
Yeah,
I've done that shit.
Yeah.
Took
So
a
and
nap
then
on the
there's
shovel.
like a week or two of that, and then you go do the actual rifle range.
And that's fire.
Yeah, and then that's the only time you have actual rounds in boot camp. But then I went to infantry training battalion, and I mean we had live rounds a lot. Like every week we were out doing live ranges, shooting bullets, and then it was like like when we were in the States, even when I got into the fleet, like my day job, like my 9 to 5 is like I'm going out to the range and shooting guns or like blowing something up or throwing grenades or whatever.
Damn, so your shit was kind of fly.
It was like it wasn't like that when I was actually doing that, like just rocking a machine gun, like it was actually pretty fun. It's like it's the other stuff, like we have to walk there, or and you're getting fucked with there the whole time, and you got to sleep on the ground, and you have to every once in a while there's somebody's just gonna make you take your shirt off and run like however long they want you to, and like I don't know. So there's a lot of it but there's some of it that sucked, but there's a lot of it that was fun too. There's a lot of it that I remember fondly.
That's everything
for sure.
Yeah, that's everything.
Yeah, so like that's like 9 to 5, just going out there training, shooting bullets, and then on the weekends it was doing whatever we wanted, and then at night if we were doing ranges where we just went out and came back that same day, we had the night off, but usually we were out like 3-4 days every week, and then we'd be off for the weekend and then go do the same shit again. So after boot camp, we had live rounds like a lot, like all the time. I mean, there was like in Afghanistan, like I'm sleeping with that thing. I'm like cuddling it. Like there was a while when I got back where I would wake up in bed and be like,
"You got it,
like,
I got it. Where's it at?
Like where the fuck is that?"
Right. Yeah, I've done that plenty of times. Like mine's is more like I gotta go get my shit and move it because they coming to shit down to you type shit. You know what I'm saying? I've had that reoccurring because I had to do it so fucking much.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And where I was in the cell house, like I could see the whole yard, and we called them the Smokies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like I said, the LPD don't come to the prison. It's the state patrol dudes, and they come suited and booted. You know what I mean? So you can kind of see them coming with the dog and shit. So you gotta, you know what I mean? and I've had that reoccurring dream where I gotta go move my shit. I gotta go hide this shit. I gotta go re-hide this shit. Yeah. I can dig that shit. I think I had that dream just the other night. Matter of fact, the cat and mouse of that shit, just the whole cat and mouse game of that shit, man. And I think even the guards even love that shit. Like some of the motherfuckers, I think, man, even came to work for it. Like there was this one guy named Pence, man, where this dude wasn't racist. And if anybody's ever been to the Nebraska State Penitentiary that listens to the show in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was this guy named Pence, man. This dude, you talk about his mama, you can say some shit that me and you would probably sock a motherfucker for. And he would just be grinning at you. And man, he caught so many motherfuckers dirty, man. I seen one dude sock him in the eye and run from him, and I'm like, dude, where are you going, man? He's dropping cell phones, he's dropping coke, he's dropping weed and shit. I'm like, dog, no. There's 10 towers in here, and they all saw you, man. That day was so fucking funny, man. This dude was a modern day drug dealer in prison, man. This dude had like full bags of. I was like, God damn, how the fuck you get that shit in here?
Yeah. Yeah, so there was like a long period of time where I had a gun on me like all day, every day.
Dang.
You know what else was weird? It's probably for you too. I mean, it was a lot longer for you, but I was gone for like 9-10 months by the time I got back. The first time I had to drive, that was pretty fucking weird.
I always say this to people, and you know, like, just the other day, I had a few guys in here, you know, just because of where I'm at, the probation and all that shit, you know. It's like, we were having a conversation, and I think this dude did like a year, and the other dude I had in the chair did like 3, you know. And here I'm like, yeah, I've been there, you know. I'm sharing my experience with him. I told him I got a total of 3 numbers, man, probably about 15 years in there. You know, like, it's like they felt like, for lack of a better word, like a shame that they hadn't done as much time as I had. Did that make sense?
Yeah.
And I'm like, nah, man, what the fuck, dog? 9-10 months, especially in where you were at, what you were doing, that's a long time to be out of society.
Yeah.
6 months is a long time to. You ain't even got to be in fucking prison. You ain't even got to be in Afghanistan. You can lock a motherfucker up in their own home for a certain amount of time, man, and it's gonna change you.
Quarantine, man.
That's what happens. It's gonna change you. So I had that conversation the other day, and I hope I uplifted them gentlemen. But
yeah, you probably did.
No, man. I mean, y'all thinking about this shit all wrong, man.
So it was driving weird when you got out?
It was.
Yeah.
Well, my first thing was the phones.
Oh, well, I mean,
like when I went in, bro, it was the razor,
yeah,
the flip joint. I can't remember. Yeah, I think you were able to take pictures. I don't know. I can't remember if you were ever able to take video with them yet, but definitely pictures. I think,
pictures
right?
for sure. I don't know about video.
Okay, well, that was fancy when I went in.
Yeah,
coming out, getting my first phone was a trip because in prison, you know, so guys can't like write their victims and you know their victims' families and shit. They give you a phone list. And you have to have this shit to the T. Like, if there's one number off in the zip code, they won't accept your phone list. So you got to have everything to the T. Mom them, you know. And when you get your list back, you're going to have to, let me see if I can remember this. You got to 1, 2, 3, or 4, whatever your language is. Then you got to put in the PIN number. So my mom was 01. Then I got to put in my inmate number. Bang, bang, bang. Bang, 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 bang.
Oh, so they're like pre-dialed for you.
Everything's done for you. So getting out and, you know, man, I just tossed the motherfucker because I'm still putting my inmate number in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just couldn't fucking figure it out, man. I went through like fucking 5 phones.
Damn.
Because I couldn't find another one with buttons. All that shit was done. All that shit was out, and they're just like looking at me. I'm like, what?
Gotta
no
get
buttons?
a jitterbug.
Yeah, man. That was the thing that really fucked with me. I think we were still on the PS2 when I went in, and getting out and seeing the PS4, and I remember walking in the homie house like, yo, who's playing? You know, like, they like, you know, man, it's the video game. I'm like, what? That was a trip for me, getting back into that shit. Driving, not so much. I was never really a big driver. You know what I mean? I didn't get a car until later in my teenage years.
Oh, okay.
Mostly it was the phones and just dealing with people again. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's tough.
It's probably, you know, in the Marine Corps, your language, just, you know what I mean? Your demeanor, your body language.
Like, people think I'm so, like, all I am is direct. Like, if you ask me a question and the answer is no, I'm just gonna go no, and then I'm not gonna say anything else. But people look at you like they want you to be like, oh, sorry, no.
No, I don't want to go
or
because
no,
my head hurts and my dog
but I'm just
needs to, like, nah.
Yeah, but I'm just like, no. Like, I'll send an email at work, like, no, period, thanks, Tom. Like, people don't like that. People are like, you mad at me?
Today, especially today's people, they want a reasoning for everything.
Yeah,
and I don't have to give you that.
Well, it's not even I don't have to give it to you. It's just like I'm not being mean. I'm just telling you exactly what I need and want to tell you, and that
I understand you, bro.
like I'm not mean about it at all.
No, not
Like
at all.
there's no meanness in my body.
We have to. This is what we're talking about.
Yeah, like I'm just like it's just direct, man. And I don't ask follow-up questions. Like somebody's like, "Oh, hey, I'm getting married." And I'm like, "Oh, what's she like? And when are you getting and where? And do you have a venue and who's catering?" Like I just don't ask stuff.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's just like I'm happy for you, dog.
Congratulations. Yeah, I can dig it. I can dig it.
I don't like I just don't do that. Like I know all the stuff I want to know, and
I do what I want to do.
I do what I want to do, and I say what I want to say. And if I don't have anything to say, I don't say anything.
I think I posted it today, and I just felt this way this morning. It was just like I'm 40, about to be 48 years old, man, and by the graces of God, you know, life is good for me now. And I was just thinking, like, damn, life humbled me at an early age.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for real.
So I don't have to be out there like that.
Yeah, well, I don't got anything to prove to anybody. And what really tripped some people at work was this dude kept inviting me to this trivia thing. He's like, "Oh, hey, we're going to this bar to do trivia night. You should come." And like after the fourth, fifth time he invited me, I was like, "Hey, man, you should stop inviting me because I'm never gonna come. Like I'm just not going to. I don't want to.
Let's fix this now."
Yeah, like I just don't want to.
I'm probably never gonna be there.
Like I'm just gonna be honest with you, man. Like I like you. You're cool. Like I love communicating with you at work. I'm not coming to trivia night. So
but that's not my thing.
Let's just save us both the time every week, and you don't have to invite me anymore. I'm always gonna say no.
I'll like your videos. I'll like your pictures, but that's just not my thing.
Right. And he was like, at the time, he was even like, I don't really know how to take that. And he's like, on the one hand, that's better than you telling me you're gonna come and not coming. And I'm like, yeah, dude, like I'll never do that to you.
That's what he said to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Older guy, younger guy?
He's the same age as me. Real hipstery, dude. He just moved to Denver. Okay. But that's why he always wanted to go do trivia.
So he probably took
He's
that
like, let's go do trivia and
probably took that really hard.
Let's go do trivia and drink some IPAs. I don't know if he took it hard or not, but like I didn't mean it hard. Like I think you're a cool dude. I just don't want to go to trivia. And I don't really want to do anything with any of you people outside of work. Like straight up, like
I told my wife that the other day. We talked about it. You know, like I was in the parking lot at a grocery store and saw a dude that I was in prison with, right? And I'm like, yo, let's get the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? And it's not like, even. Don't you know? And I'm like, yo.
Well, yeah, prison was. I don't want to see anybody that.
One of the last things I said when I walked out of that motherfucker, you know, there's always that dude, like, hey, man, let's hook up when we get out. And I'm in my mind like,
nah, I'm good, dog.
I don't ever want to see none of you motherfuckers again for the rest of if I see any of y'all, never. That'll be too soon.
Yeah. Well, and for me, it's not even like don't invite me anywhere because I don't want to go anywhere with you people because I don't like any of you. Like, you're all like nice,
cool.
y'all nice, lovely people,
like you,
and
dog.
I like.
We watched each other's back and everything. We created a brotherhood in here, man. But what you do ain't my thing.
Yeah, like I just don't want to do that. I don't want to go to stuff, man. I want to I'm not here. I'm here because they pay me to be here, and that's like kind of it.
Yeah, people.
And you're all cool and nice, and I'm cool and nice, and we like each other, and we're like. It doesn't mean like some people just don't know how to take stuff like that. If you're like, hey man, I just want to stop you. I don't want to do that, and I'm never going to. Like even with salespeople, if I accidentally get on the phone with a fucking telemarketer, like
stop.
I'll stop them and be like, hey man, I respect what you're doing.
Take me off all your shit.
Yeah, like I respect what you're doing. I don't want to waste your time. I don't want you to waste my time. I'm just gonna be straight up. I'm never gonna buy what you're selling me, like ever.
Is it weird to say? Well, I'll use myself. Is like I won't say I was ever a shy or a closed in. I would tell you how I fucking felt even as a kid, but I don't know if I was able to like really communicate. So I say, is it weird to say that I actually learned how to fucking communicate in prison?
I don't think that's weird.
Okay,
that's probably a really good skill.
Yeah,
to have in prison.
Yeah, like motherfucker.
Not communicating the right way, it could probably get you fucked up.
Yeah,
in prison,
yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? So
you gotta really say what you mean the first time.
And I've said that
you might not get another shot.
That's why you the homie, man. You get it. And
yeah.
I've said that too. They be like, what? I'm like, yeah, man. I kind of learned how to communicate while I was in there.
Yeah, like I need to tell you exactly I think you just got to the root of it. Like I need to tell you exactly what's going on in my mind in as few words as possible.
That's it.
Because the more, and in the military, it's like the more words I use to tell you, the more opportunity there is for you to get confused.
To dig in.
Or for you to get confused about what I mean and like do something wrong. So it's like I'm gonna tell you exactly what you need to know, and I'm not gonna fluff it up with a little like, hey, when you get around to it, could you please check on, like, I'm just gonna tell you, hey, this needs to be done. And
right now,
and when I got out of the Marine Corps, I was still talking to people like that, which it doesn't work, and I had to change the way I talk, and I don't talk to people like that anymore. But
how long was your transition?
People
for
just
that?
A long time. I'm still doing it, man. You know, like. Yeah, it's a work in progress. Probably
I appreciate you for keeping it 110 with me.
Like probably forever. Like it's probably because like when you're ready to get out of the Marine Corps, they send you to this week-long class about like how to write a resume, and that's it. And they're just like, "Good luck, motherfucker. See you later."
No wind down. See, same thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You were just warring on the yard yesterday, and now you're on the fucking street.
And I'm just back at mom's house, and I don't know what to do with myself, and and it's hard honestly because like. You're not even really expecting to be there because you're like fully expecting to die at some point.
Or fucked up. I'm going to get fucked up.
Yeah, or something.
My little skinny ass, man, I got to get big quick. I got to, you know what I mean? I'm going to get fucked up in here.
Yeah, so after it's all said and done, there's this moment where I'm just at my mom's house, like sitting in my childhood bedroom again. Well, like I moved to the basement when I was a teenager, you know? I got my own room and shit. It was pretty cool. But like after all that stuff I did and said and turned into or whatever, like I'm just back in the same, like I'm back at mom's house sitting in my room in the basement watching the exact same TV, like
a beast,
trying to process all the stuff that I did, all the stuff that I didn't do, all the stuff that happened, and I'm like literally like I didn't even ever expect to be back in this room ever again.
You don't. That's powerful within itself.
Yeah, and it's like like I'm still working on it, man.
Every day.
Yeah, like
all day, throughout the day.
Yeah.
Throughout the day.
Yeah.
Gotta be, and that's like I said, life humbled me to where I'm able to check myself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we talked about like what was the saying? Nobody posts their failures.
Yeah.
You know, and I've always said this, like nobody can throw me under the bus like myself. I can tell you exactly where I was a dumbass, a dumb fuck, stupid. Like I can say that about myself.
Yeah, for real.
Like that was some dumbass shit that I did. That was some stupid. That was the stupidest time of my life. I can say that about myself.
Well, and there's a lot. Like everybody has stuff that they can say that was stupid, but
they won't.
You go, but you got to get to where you're like, that was stupid, and I'm never gonna do it again.
I'm never gonna do that again.
I know that was stupid, totally stupid, and I can't even really explain to you why I did it.
At all.
Like at the time,
it'd be stupid of me to even try to to do that.
Like at the time, it didn't feel stupid, but it was, and I know it was, and I know it's never gonna happen again ever.
Period. Point blank.
And it's hard to get to the point of like that's never gonna happen again if you won't admit to yourself that it was the wrong thing to do.
Exactly.
You know, if you want to be in denial about like
you ain't even gotta.
I was doing the right thing.
You ain't even gotta say I'm sorry. Just come to terms with your bullshit.
With yourself. Yeah.
And you'll be quite all right. I promise you. I double promise you.
Yeah, I mean it helps.
It does help.
For sure.
It does help. You got to find your person.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of, in the black community at least. I was talking to again, I try to motivate people, man. It's like I fought it for so long. And when you go to prison, they call it a program. Mm-hmm. Like you got a program. Like if you were a drug dealer, you got to go through NA and substance abuse and all that shit, which I never sold dope. My shit was all violent, so I had to go to mental health, 1, 2, 3, 4, anger management and all this and all that. And I fought it so long. Like, man, I ain't going to that bullshit, man. I'm straight. Motherfucker, just don't fuck with me type mentality, right? Until they started threatening me like, yo, there was this thing called a good time. Mm-hmm. Which I didn't read the fucking manuals and shit. I'm just thinking, I'm going to just do my shit, watch my shit, and I'm going to get up out of here, right? I didn't understand that there was good time that they could take if you didn't do your program. So I kind of got forced into it. And my shit was so severe, shootings and, shit, all kind of crazy shit from the age of 14 that I had to have the extensive right off top. Mm-hmm. And that's the level 1, 2, 3, 4. 4, if you're a lifer, it never stops. It's ongoing. So 50, 60 years, you got to continue doing this shit.
I mean, if you're a lifer, I feel like you get to a point where you're like, what do I give a fuck about?
You know what I mean? What do I give a fuck about? But yeah, that's the whole thing about Nebraska State Penitentiary.
Yeah, like why do I want to be different if I'm going to be in jail forever?
Right. Well, I think it's murderers and and sexual assaults and
Well,
shit.
if I'm gonna stay in jail, I might as well stay mad too.
Right.
You know.
And so I get down there, and I'm like, wow. I try to remember this format. Like the A format is like the activating event.
Mm-hmm.
The B format is like, what'd you think? Like, I should fuck this dude up. Maybe I should walk away. Or it's just a pair of shoes. The C column was the result. Like, did you fuck him up? Did you walk away? And then the D format was how you felt.
Yeah, that's the important one.
The D.
Yeah, did I do the right thing or
did
not?
I do the right thing? And I was like, wow. So I would be in my cell, man, and I would just, I would think of shit, scenarios that I had been into in the past, and I would put it in the ABCD format, and I was just like, oh man, you a bad motherfucker, man, but you's a dumbass motherfucker, man. This is some stupid fucking shit.
That's awesome, dude.
And that's when it started clicking to me. I'm like, man, this
well,
is
and like
some
nobody can do it
ass-
but you, man. Like nobody's gonna do it until you sit down
and do it.
Do it.
I couldn't just some of the shit. I'm like, man, I ain't even that type dude, man.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't that type dude.
Mm-hmm.
And it's right there on paper. I did it. And that D column, that's the one that would like, shit.
Mm-hmm.
I still apply that shit to my lifestyle today.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, think about that D column this week.
Think about the D column.
That's all the time we got. That was a good one too, man. And the one we had last week, I really liked that one too. It was like we talked about aliens and shit. That was pretty good.
Man.
That one's lost to history, but that was a good conversation, man.
Yeah, maybe we'll back that up, and maybe we'll back that one up again.
Yeah,
we might have to.
Yeah, I'll try to remember all the stuff we talked about. We'll try to hit it again.
I think they're gonna be here next week.
Yeah. But yeah, man, thanks for talking to me as always, man.
Yes, sir.
It's always good to see you on Sundays. Thank you for listening. Videos are on YouTube and Spotify. Audio is on all your favorite audio apps if that's how you'd rather do that. Like, follow, subscribe us on our social medias. Just look up Always Chillin' Podcast. You'll find us. Follow, comment, review, recommend, whatever you do on your app. All the apps have different names for their shit. But most importantly, just tell your friends to listen to us, man. Send your friends a link to our page or something. We got a link tree on our Instagram where you can get to all our stuff. And, other than that, keep that D column in mind and have a great week.
Hello.